Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr., son of the late Philippine dictator Ferdinand Marcos, will run for president in 2022. Bongbong announces his presidential bid Tuesday, October 5, highlighting the pandemic as a key issue that needs to be addressed by the government. His presidential run is seen as a move that aims to complete the Marcos family's return to power. A civilian-backed military revolt forced the Marcoses to flee the country after his father was ousted as president 35 years ago.
I know that it is this manner of unifying leadership that can lead us through this crisis, get our people safely back to work, for all of us to begin to live our lives once again. And that is why I am today announcing my intention to run for the presidency of the Philippines in the upcoming May 2022 elections.
His announcement ends months of speculations on his plans, which include teaming up with presidential daughter and Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte. Bongbong earlier said he was in talks with different quarters to make alliances and find a consensus. Bongbong ranks second in a September Pulse Asia survey on Filipinos' preferred presidential bets, scoring 15% behind Sara Duterte's 20%. He lost the vice presidency in 2016 to Leni Robredo, but he disputed this before the Supreme Court. In a unanimous decision in February this year, the High Tribunal junked his election protest. Bongbong's presidential bid angers various sectors in the Philippines, such as the generation that suffered under his father's rule. Bongbong doesn't acknowledge these and continues to dismiss the atrocities committed under his father's strongman rule as lies. Amnesty International reports 70,000 people were detained, 34,000 were tortured, and 3,240 disappeared and were presumed to be dead during martial law. A Pulse Asia survey reports the Duterte administration is seeing a drop in Filipinos' approval for its efforts to manage COVID-19 infections and fight corruption. The survey, conducted on September 6 to 11, shows Duterte's approval rating on managing the pandemic dropping to 59% from June's 65%. Filipinos' approval of the administration's anti-corruption stance also dips to 52% from June's 64%. On reducing poverty, Filipinos' approval stands at 41%. Meantime, President Rodrigo Duterte says he will now prepare for his defense during the International Criminal Court's probe into his brutal drug war. This after repeatedly expressing his refusal to cooperate with the ICC.
Tanggap ko ang husga ng taong bayan. Gusto nila umuwi na ako sa Davao at maghintay ako sa maraming dada dyan na kaso. Hintayin ko kayo. I will prepare for my defense. Na yung ICC na yan.
On September 15, the ICC's pre-trial chamber opened an investigation into Duterte's drug war.
Need more context, clarity, and perspective? Get the full picture with Rappler Plus. With exclusive content and events, you'll get an opportunity to discuss issues with reporters, experts, and featured guests while helping Rappler continue its fearless journalism. Join now.
Transportation Secretary Arthur Tugade maintains his assets barely moved as he held government positions. He says this Tuesday, October 5, as his investments are revealed in the Pandora Papers, a global investigation into leaked offshore holdings. Tugade says his offshore investments were consistently disclosed in his Statement of Assets, Liabilities, and Net Worth, or SALN, from 2012 to 2020. He was president of the Clark Development Corporation under the Aquino administration in 2012. He left his post to help the presidential campaign of Rodrigo Duterte, his law school classmate. Duterte later appointed him as Transportation Secretary. In an investigative report done by the Philippine Center for Investigative Journalism in collaboration with Rappler and the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists, Tugade disclosed 57 million pesos worth of offshore investments in his SALN every year since 2012. But he did not declare a British Virgin Islands-based firm as a business interest in his SALN. Tugade failed to respond to PCIJ's interview requests. He says this was due to administrative oversight. Millions of leaked documents scrutinized by 600 investigative journalists from 117 countries uncovered financial secrets of the world's elite, politicians, fugitives, con artists, and murderers. Tugade is among the more than 940 individuals and companies with Philippine addresses in the leaked files. Facebook blames a faulty configuration change for a nearly 6-hour outage which began late Monday, October 4. The outage prevented 3.5 billion users from accessing Facebook-owned platforms including WhatsApp, Instagram, and Messenger. In a blog post late Monday, Facebook does not specify who executed the configuration change and whether it was planned. Several Facebook employees say they believe the outage was caused by an internal mistake in how internet traffic is routed to its systems. The Facebook outage is the largest ever tracked by web monitoring group Dictator. It comes a day after a whistleblower accused Facebook of prioritizing profit over clamping down on hate speech and misinformation. Bretman Rock is the first openly gay man to grace the cover of Playboy magazine. Proving he is truly the baddest, he appears on Playboy's October 2021 digital issue dressed in a corset, platform heels, and of course, bunny ears and a tail. The cover is celebrated by many, but haters say gay men don't belong on the cover of Playboy. Bretman claps back by sharing even more photos of himself, posting to piss off more straight men. Playboy also defends the choice to put Bretman on the cover. If a gay man feels sexy in a bunny costume, an iconic symbol of sexiness, why shouldn't he be able to wear it proudly? Bretman was born in the Philippines and moved to Hawaii as a child. He is one of the biggest content creators on the internet with over 8 million subscribers on YouTube and over 17 million followers on Instagram. Meantime, Britney Spears thanks fans who conducted a long campaign to end her conservatorship. On Monday, October 4, she tweets, "I have no words because of you guys and your constant resilience in freeing me from my conservatorship. I feel your hearts and you feel mine. That much I know is true." A Los Angeles court ruled last September 30 to suspend her father as the controller of her business affairs. The conservatorship was set up in 2008 after the singer suffered a mental breakdown. The hashtag FreeBritney movement started on social media around 2019 by a small group of fans and held demonstrations outside court hearings of the case.